Good morning, Orlando Batista here. First day of my breaking of the 102-day juice feast, and not going to say too much about that. But as you can see, I'm up on my trampoline, and you can also see that I'm in my bedroom. I actually put my trampoline, I slide it underneath my bed, and that's where I keep it, just because I have a small place here in Toronto with me and my wife and kids. And but I'm actually doing this video because I want you to be able to see that you can pretty much, no matter what house you have, no matter where you live, you can pretty much do these types of things. My trampoline, this isn't one of those that sort of folds under or collapses, but it does fit under my bed, so I just slide it under there, pull it out in the morning. I just woke up about half an hour ago. Actually, the only thing that I didn't do so far this morning was drink some water, and I will be doing that actually in about 10 minutes when I'm done here. And I usually drink my water in the morning with this supplement that I'm taking called Alpha Royale PXP. Alpha PXP Royale, so it's a purple rice product. It's actually the only supplement that I take over and above fruits and vegetables. So anyway, day one after breaking my juice feast, and if you saw the last video, one of the main reasons for doing that is I just, for the last week and a half or two, I just haven't felt like I've been thriving, and my energy's been really sort of low. A lot of the time I've been trying to talk myself up about it, but it really just hadn't changed. My energy was pretty good, but my mental clarity, really foggy, unable to think straight. My memory was really off, not able to remember students' names, you know, etc, etc, etc. So I just, I really just couldn't take much more of that. And my body was just, at least, I don't know whether it was my body or my brain was starting to tell me that it was time to start eating food. Because I was really starting to crave food. Now, whether that was because my body really wanted food, or whether because, you know, I'm making food all the time at home still for my family, a lot of the time, and tasting stuff, and I just constantly had my taste buds just stimulated with food. And you know, whether it was that or whether my body genuinely, you know, wanted me to start eating again, I don't know. But I'm going to take about maybe a week and a half or so, 2 weeks, to slowly flow into eating solid foods again. I picked up a bunch of different watery fruits yesterday, watermelon, and I had oranges here already. So I'm going to stick to the juicy fruits for a little while and get my digestion ready for solid foods. But I'm also still going to continue to consume probably 75% to 80% every day from juice. So very slow introduction. You should take about as much time to wean yourself off of a fast or a feast as you do to take yourself into it, because digestion gets a little bit slower, a little bit slacker, and you need to give it, it's basically like working out, right? So it hasn't worked out for about a month for the most part, and now you got to build that back up. So as you can see, I'm rebounding. It's one of the things that I like to do, and you can do it anywhere. You can take your rebounder with you. You can, you know, it's a great tool. It's a great tool for detoxification. It's a great tool for some cardio, depending on different things that you can do. You can start running on your trampoline, depending on the type of trampoline that you have. My trampoline is a bit firmer, and it's squeaky. I actually need to get a new one because the noise is pretty annoying. But mine's a bit firmer because there's some out there that are way more expensive that are much softer, and when you land on the trampoline, you really drop down deep. The only thing with those trampolines is that depending on whether you have knee issues or whether you're, you know, depending on whether you want knee issues, when they drop down much deeper, it really affects the pronation and supination of your ankles, so it's much harder on your knees. Even though it's much softer, it's much harder on your knees. And if you've got knee issues already, it's certainly not a good idea. So, why I trampoline? Like I said, knees. Also, it's a great tool for detoxification. It's like taking your cells, like every single cell in your body, 70 trillion of them, and taking them and just shaking them out, right? Getting things loosened up. And then if you couple that with a great diet, you know, juicing, high fruits, low fats, high vegetable diet, mostly raw if possible, then you've got all that liquid and all those nutrients and minerals going into your body, rebuilding cells, revitalizing your cells, detoxifying your cells, so that your cells can return to their natural function, which is immunity. One of those functions is your immunity, to help your body restore to its natural flow of health. And if your cells are all sludged up with toxins and, you know, just all sorts, basically toxins, it's referred to as toxemia, then your cells can't produce new cells. They can't produce energy, ATP, which is vital, which is our entire life force. If your cells aren't operating properly, you just can't create the life force for your whole body to operate under. And once that starts to happen, you're basically looking at sickness and disease, and that you know, that time frame is different for everybody. So there's a lot of different things you can do here. You can get into some twisting, like I said, running. You can get into much higher cardio. You can see the trampoline really gives on you here, so it's much easier on the knees. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can get into these types of things. I usually do this in the morning for about 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes. Some people get much higher, much longer periods of time. I like to just get it in because I've got a yoga practice. You'll see that I like to get into boot camp type training. I like to do a lot of different stuff, so I don't spend too much time on the trampoline. I really like to just get on here and get things moving, sort of shaking things loose. If there's stuff inside of there that's kind of stuck, this is a good way of sort of giving it a bit of a shake. So I didn't actually even really time myself. But so that's about it. That's all I got to say today on trampolining. I'll be getting into more information, and you'll probably be able to find some beneath this video on my blog. There'll be more information on rebounding, and you can read it all there. Too much to sort of put here in the video. And so anyway, on the last note, like I said, I'm breaking my juice feast, and I'm going to take my time sort of weaning myself back onto food. And let me see, let me think if there's anything else that I want to say. Oh yeah, this, you don't have to be 100% raw if that's something that freaks you out. I'm about 99% raw, and that's just because my body thrives more on raw food than it does on cooked food. There are some things that I've sort of decided to leave my diet open to, that I prefer to eat cooked sometimes, like tubers, squashes, those types of things. And but it's not really something that I'm committed to as well. I can go long periods of time without eating anything cooked. It's just my choice that if I do eat something cooked, that I'm going to still try to keep it high carb, low fat. So it'll be something starchy, something really low fat, and obviously vegan. You know, no animal products. I am one of those vegans though that still consumes honey. I try to get it from a source that's quite ethical. They don't kill their bees. And as a matter of fact, they have a great relationship with their bees. I don't have much of a judgment about that. From time to time, if I know the farmer, I will have a little bit of cheese. That happens less and less actually because my body just really doesn't digest it well at all. So, and every once in a while I like having a sandwich that's other than raw bread, or other than a raw bread, maybe just a sprouted Ezekiel bread. I'll put a bunch of vegetables in there with some mustard, some homemade mustard that I make, tomatoes, cucumbers, sprouts, etc., etc. But again, I can go days and weeks and months without eating something cooked, and you know, that's my choice. So anyway, that's all I got to say. This is Orlando Batista here signing off, and don't forget, when all else fails, get freaking fit. Bye for now.